Half-hearted try can lead you nowhere. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to try just one more time. Thomas Alva Edison. Success is like your own shadow, so don't try to catch it, rather, walk firm in your own way and it will follow you. Half hearted try is a call for failure. Make yourself fully equipped and then try in order to minimize the probability of failure. I was having the passion to attain business degree and I started my journey for it when I was just 34 years old and completed the degree with first class just after 2 years from the start. I kept on trying for it with my whole heart and worked hard on the daily basis after being free from the banking services and finally tested the success. I just have scribbled a bit of mine but not with intention of self-boasting. If you are not failing, you are not trying anything. Woody Allen. Bill Gates is now one of the world's wealthiest individual, but he earned his success after trying hard. His first company, Trafo Data, which happened to be the complete disaster, but he kept on trying and kept on exploring new opportunities. And a few years later, he created his first Microsoft product and forged a new path of success. You must have heard of Walt Disney, one of the most creative geniuses of 20th century who got fired from a newspaper with reason that he lacked creativity. He kept on trying, raised $15,000 for the company and formed his first animation company named Laugh-O-Gram, but eventually forced to close it. He was very much desperate and had no money, so found his way to Hollywood and there faced even more criticism and failure. But finally, his try and try attitude brought for him few classic films with skyrocketing popularity. So always remember that successful persons gain from their mistakes and always retry differently. Trying once, twice, thrice and admitting the defeat is not the real definition of try. It means trying by being ironically determined. Try is the first step to succeed, but do not allow anything to weaken your strong desire to try every time you fall. Outcomes are directly proportional to the levels of try itself. Here we are not talking about half-hearted try, but a try accompanied with enthusiasm. There is a lot of difference between just a try and an unoptional try, where there remains no alternative left or no tolerance zone at all. Once a fox was very hungry and suddenly she saw a rabbit. She started chasing the rabbit to fill her hunger, but the rabbit was so fast that fox couldn't catch the rabbit. And finally he managed to safeguard his life by entering into the small hole. Rabbit came closer to the hole where the disappointed fox asked him, "Hey rabbit, I can jump long steps and run faster than you, but still you managed to escape. How?" Rabbit answered quietly, "You were running for food, but I was running for life, and that's why my level of effort, that is try, was higher compared to you, and this saved my life." John F. Kennedy's words always let me feel so inspiring. Every accomplishment starts with decision to try. Stop worrying and start living. If you want to be happy, don't dwell in the past. Don't worry for future. Focus on living fully in the present. Roy T. Bennett. Amongst 26 alphabets, alphabet C falls between the alphabet B and D. Similarly, between birth and death, choice exists, which is grossly in your hands. That is, happiness or being worried is a subject matter of choice only. Circumstances keep on changing, but learn to choose intelligently. Life can become a celebration. If you want to have the case of success, you will have to keep away your worries and start living your lovely gift, that is life to its fullest. Living is possible between birth and death because life itself is the distance between birth and death. Now it's up to us to live this precious life with worries or to live it with all the happiness focusing over the present moment only. You need to follow some rules which can definitely lead you to achieve your goal. Leave the habit of imitating others. Learn how to relax, whether it being your workplace or so. You will have to make your work interesting by putting enthusiasm into it. Always remember to count your blessings rather than your troubles. Keep this thing in mind that unjust criticism is often a disguised compliment. Try to your level best as you can. Inculcate these good working habits. Successful people keep control over their emotions and always try to remain in the same state at every situation. That is, neither they scream in hard times nor they get excited in the state of euphoria. Researchers prove that 92% of the worries are needless and only become cause of draining out our energy, and only around 8% is based on the reality. Dale Carnegie's book called Stop Worrying and Start Living is really a revolutionizing stuff. When I asked him, Mr. Henry Ford, if he ever worried, he replied, "No, I believe God is managing affair and that he doesn't need my advice. With God in charge, I believe that everything will work out for the best in the end. So, what is there to worry about?" I would personally suggest readers to go through the Dale Carnegie's sensible stuff called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Avoid blame game and take responsibility. You are responsible for your life. You can't keep blaming somebody else for your dysfunction. Life is really about moving on. Oprah Winfrey. Most of us have the tendency to find a suitable self-made culprit for our own mistakes. That is, blaming others for our self-committed mistakes. When we are not prepared and don't have the courage to admit our mistakes, then only we look for suitable culprit. First of all, you should keep no stone unturned for success to happen, and there are a number of different strategies to choose from. But basic philosophy is to have all the courage to take complete responsibility of failure, if that happens in any case. Taking full responsibility of failure means you are ready to accept your faults and will do your level best to assess and analyze the reasons of failure and what best can be done further to invite success. It is rightly said that when you blame and criticize others, you are avoiding some truth but about yourself. Those who blame others usually try to hide their feelings of helplessness. Once a man went for a walk on the beach. He saw a ship full of passengers struck a rock and capsized in the sea. The ship went under the water and all people on the board fell into the sea. As they didn't know swimming, they drowned one by one. That man watched all this from the shoreboat, couldn't do anything to help people. In the evening, he narrated the sad event to the ship's drowning to his friends. Everyone felt sorry for the dead people. But the man said, God hasn't been just to kill one sinner aboard the ship. He killed so many others innocent people. As he was saying this, he felt a pinch on his feet. He looked down and saw a red ant biting his toe, and many other red ants were near his feet. In anger, he started stamping his feet to crush the red ants. God appeared at the spot and said, "See how you are killing the other innocent ants to kill one which bit you. You are blaming me for my unjust act. Look at your own actions before blaming me for anything." The man felt ashamed as he realized his mistake. So avoid blaming others and spend time in introspecting your inner self. So don't blame anyone else for your problems, rather learn from them and grow. Learning is next to liveliness. You don't learn to walk by following rules, you learn by doing and falling over. Richard Branson. Learning is a process of acquiring new or modifying existing knowledge, skills, behavior, values, or preferences. It may occur as a result of habituation or classical conditioning or as a result of more complex activities. As an interesting fact, learning may occur consciously or without even conscious awareness. It may be either associative or non associative. In associative learning, a person or an animal learns an association between two stimuli, while in non associative learning, relatively permanent change in the strength of response to a single stimulus due to repeated exposure to that stimulus happens. It is affected by the external as well as the internal factors like heredity, physical environment, goals or purposes, motivational behavior, interest, attention, drill or practice, fatigue, aptitude, emotional conditioning, speed, accuracy, retention, learning activities, testing, and guidance. Alvin Toffler has rightly said the illiterate of 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Even every skill is learnable. You want to have expertise in certain field, then you will have to learn that thing with your heart and soul. Only through sustained learning you will come across difficulties and finally become expert in the concerned field. But for learning, choose something which you really love to do, and whatever you love to do unrestfully will be area in which you will definitely going to excel. But it is not a one day process. This can take a long span of time, and even experts used to say that every day is a learning experience for them. That is, they learn something new every day in spite of being master in that field. Inferiority or superiority complex works as a big barrier in the field of learning. Take a note that learning demands humbleness, because whomsoever you might be learning, only being humble can pay you off. You should always keep in mind that learning is a never ending process. Learning makes us perfect, and perfection leads us to abundance. But abundance without turbulence is not at all possible. Keeping political aspects aside, Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi once was a tea seller, but he was so passionate about politics that he kept on learning different aspects of politics as well as human life. His curiosity of learning new things and working on ground realities made him extraordinary. His efforts got rewarded when he was elected the Chief Minister of Gujarat State of India, and his hard work, dedication, intelligence made him the Prime Minister of India with vast majority of Indian citizens board. It is said that he is so passionate about politics that he sleeps only 4 to 5 hours daily and spends rest of the time for fulfilling his duties as the PM of the country. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stay young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. Henry Ford. Therefore, make a habit to learn new things. People who keep their minds open for learning new things are those who want to succeed in their lives. Never put your ego in front of learning, because ego is such a barrier which stops you from learning new things. Make a point to learn at least one new thing every day and pen down this in your daily diary. Learning can be done through different modes like books, newspapers, magazines, social websites like YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Telegram, and optimum utilization of search engines like Google, Internet Explorer, and so on. Discussions, brainstorming session, and other modes of communication are also helpful in the process of learning. Learning enriches our knowledge, and knowledge helps to take intelligent decisions. Even learning is the key to open the treasure of money, prestige, happiness, joy, excitement, pleasure, and positivity too. Progress in life stops once we stop learning. Whenever we are doing something, talking to someone, watching something, or reading some stuff, that is, we are in the process of learning. So, action in any field is next to learning. Ignoring continuous learning means you waste money, you miss opportunities, and you lose a great source of fun and fulfillment. But my focus here is to suggest proven ways for making learning an ongoing process. Find career which matches your interest. If you are in so-so job which doesn't really engage you, you won't be very motivated to keep growing your skills and knowledge. Look into the training courses at work. Attend conferences and seminars. Get into the habit of regular reading and challenge yourself. Many other things can be done, like subscribe a newsletter, create something, get outside your comfort zone, make a point to talk to someone, look up the things you don't know, like critical words or so, asking all the questions, and so on. Feed yourself with motivation. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Jig Jigler. Every day is a gift to you. Honor this precious gift. You are extremely important and have a great value. Make sure to cleanse your negativity on daily basis and feed positive motivation inside. Motivation can be conceived of as a cycle in which thoughts influences behavior, behavior drives performance, performance affects thoughts, and same cycle gets into the repetition mode again. Students are likely to be intrinsically motivated if they attribute their educational results to factors under their own control, believe they have the skills to be effective agents in reaching their desired goals, that is, self-efficiency beliefs, and are interested in mastering a topic, not just in achieving good grades. Michael Jordan once said, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I cannot accept not trying." There are definite symptoms of motivation like activate, drive, determination, eagerness, excite, incite, induce, provoke, push, inspire, influence, keenness, persuade, prompt, urge, and what not. If you want to see magic in your life, then try this motivation mantra consisting of 6 magic words: I can, I will, I must. I can, that means believe in yourself that you can do. I will, be determined to succeed and to come out as a winner. I must be persevering, which means never give up or give in. This motivation mantra can bring wonders in your life if followed religiously. You can get some ideas from your everyday life to motivate yourself. Try something new every day, take a break, and let nature reset you. Celebrate your little achievements, no matter how small. Write something new every day. Get motivation from people around you. Be true to yourself. Understand the value of failure. Visualize yourself achieving your goals. Make short-term goals. Grow your willpower. If you can convince yourself to take up a new adventure every day, your energy and enthusiasm will shoot up. Indulging in small and enjoyable changes in your life can make a big difference. Moreover, forcing yourself to try a new thing each day is a great way to get motivated. There is a saying that goes, old habits die hard. So, an every day of doing something new will make you more determined to move ahead in your life. Going through the same daily routine is boring, and this status quo can bring down your energy levels and hence your motivation. This repeated cycle of same usual activities can kill creativity, leaving you a bit down. So, this is the time to take a break from your work and look out for something new in your life. You can go for a hike, take a walk on the sea beach, and get as close to the nature as you can. Nature will certainly have a refreshing effect on you. Celebrating little wins in our life keeps us going and boosts our morale. Small and significant steps we take have the potential to get us to our end goal. When you appreciate your efforts, it gives you a feeling of acknowledgement that you are well on your way to achievement. The power of small wins is as fundamental as power of progress that human nature holds. It will immensely boost your motivation. You can also motivate yourself by being a writer on your own way. This is not to suggest that you should jump onto author book. Whatever is there in your mind, just scribble it on your diary. Whatever your plans are for future, just draft them on your notebook. Assess them honestly. You can include the things in your writing that motivate you the most. Make your writing fun by crossing it with something you love. People that are around you, as well as those whom you do not know, have a lot of things to tell you. You might not be aware of certain people in your vicinity who have fought against all the odds and created a space for themselves in the society. They might as well as have gone through the most difficult phases in their lives and yet achieved their goals. History is replete with certain world leaders who rose from anonymity to popularity. Abraham Lincoln lost every election in his life, and yet he finally went on to become one of the greatest presidents of United States. Being true to yourself strengthens you from inside out. It means you are honest with whatever you feel and stand for. It allows truth flowing through you into the world, and whosoever interacts with you starts trusting you and having faith in you. It provides you an opportunity to fully understand your own self, which further cultivates a greater degree of awareness in your life. This openness and inner joy are the signs that you are on the right path. This is the greatest motivation in your life. Failure is the biggest motivation factor. If one understands it properly, everyone who has even succeeded big time did it by failing first. It is like a precursor to success. The experience of failure motivates you to come up with the solution that makes you rise. Even if you fail again sooner or later, you will find the perfect plan and you will definitely succeed. Just stay put. When you try to visualize your desired outcome, you start realizing the possibility of achieving it. In this process, you tend to get a glimpse of the preferred future, and whenever this happens, you become motivated and prepared to pursue your goals. However, visualization should not be confused with daydreaming. It is a rather a well-developed method of performance improvement. As a good example, this technique is often used by athletes who improve their performance by increasing their motivation, coordination, and concentration. It is a scientifically proven method. When we visualize an act, the brain generates an impulse that tells us our neurons to perform the movement. This creates a new neural pathway which ignites a confidence in us that a similar result can be achievable. We certainly do have long-term goals like setting up a business, owning a big house, etc. Difficulty in latching on to them is then they often remain dreams with nothing ever coming to fruition. However, making short-term goals reflect achievability, they minimize procrastination, show you a clear and defined path to success, and always make you stay motivated. Not just that, it will help you become more productive and set a foundation for achieving your long-term goals. You will your power is correlated to your motivation, although there is a difference between the two, as motivation is your impulse to take action, while willpower is something that you force onto yourself to take action. So using willpower when you compel yourself to take an action and complete it successfully, then you start convincing yourself to carry out a bigger task. Now, this is your new motivation. Finally, I would like to close with John C. Maxwell' beautiful lines: you don't overcome challenges by making them smaller, but by making yourself bigger.